Peace, peace. We're live. This is an Amazon Seller Q&A, AMA. I'm here to answer questions about Amazon selling, about entrepreneurship, about e-commerce, and anything else that you may have in mind. Let's wait for some people to jump in the chat. I just got off a podcast about an hour long with Lewis. I'm going to share that podcast as soon as he posts it. Dope conversation about fitness, about Amazon selling, about personal branding, and more. Guys, if you're not developing your personal brand, if you're not hopping online, showing your face, and documenting your journey, you are leaving money on the table, and you're leaving an opportunity on the table to develop your personal brand and to further build your resume. Guys, your resume is your social media. It's not going to be the piece of paper anymore. Believe me. Shout out to everybody that's jumping in. Cordova, AMUNG, Bruce Beats and Eats, I see you. And everybody else join. B-Man's here. What's up, B-Man? B-Man, we got to get on a call. I got a couple ideas, man. Maybe we could build together. I'll DM you on the Discord. B-Man, one of our moderators there in the Discord. Definitely a helpful individual. And congratulations to him. He just had a baby. Guys, hit me with the questions. Like I said, I just got off an hour-long podcast. I forgot the name of the podcast, but the individual's name is Lewis. And he said he's going to post it sometime in April. It's going to be on Spotify. It's a video podcast, and it was actually a dope podcast. We had about an hour-long conversation of everything about my journey as far as how I got into Amazon, my thoughts on personal branding, entrepreneurship, and more. What's up, De Silva? I see you. What's up, Latin Lady? And Callie's in the house. What's up? Callie's in the house. I was born in L.A., guys. I haven't been there in a minute, but shout out to West Side. I've been coast to coast. I've lived in all the major cities. Peace, Tev, just wanted to hop in and salute you. We got to build soon. You a goat. Yeah, definitely, for sure. Bruce Beats and Eats out here in Miami. One of the people here in our hip-hop community. Dope podcast that he has. Obviously, Bruce Beats and Eats. But the barcodes with belief is dope. And respect to you. Yeah, man, I'm always here, bro. Latin ladies near San Francisco. Ralph is in Chicago. We got people all around the nation and internationally. I think the gentleman that I was just talking to was based in Germany. So, yeah, going back to, one thing that I want to talk about more is personal branding for several reasons. And like I just said earlier, your personal brand, how you develop your personal social media is going to be, if not, it is your resume. Okay. If you have a verifiable audience and you have verifiable content that you can see, that's way more valuable than what you put on a piece of paper. Okay. And if you guys, a lot of people are hitting me up now, and I just posted this in my stories. They're commenting winning on my post because they want a link to the Discord. That's what, the call to action that I put on my Discord. Comment winning if you want a link to the Discord. And then I go to their page, and their page is on private. I can't DM you guys if your page is on private. I'm not going to follow back every single person that has a private page. I mean, there's no reason for me to. So, you guys want the link to the Discord? I need to go and send you the link. I personally send it. I don't have many chat. I don't have bots or anything like that. I'm doing it on my own. And, I go to DM you the Discord link, and then I see it's private. Guys, if you're on social media, you want to do business online, and you want to develop your personal brand, you want to do entrepreneurship, you want to do e-commerce, but you have a private profile, guys, you're just lurking and you're leaving the money on the table. You're not using this tool to its fullest potential. You're lurking or you're probably just talking to your friends from high school. And I don't know if that's the route to go. I mean, I respect that people want privacy, and maybe that's the route you want to go. But if you want to have an internet business, if you want to do e-commerce, if you want to sell on Amazon, then put yourself out there. You can shorten the feedback loop, become part of the community, share your story, and actually build with other people that are doing similar things instead of hiding and, having your profile private. The big bad wolf is not going to get you guys. A lot of you people are freaked out to be online. Guys, listen, I still have reservations when I go online. Is the video good? Am I speaking clearly? Am I stuttering? Is the background right? Is this fan a distraction? Is this hat the correct? But guys, you got to let it go. Just let it go. Keep it 100, keep it candid. And in fact, you're going to see that the realer you keep it, the more results you're going to have. How do you determine how much you give yourself from your profits and how much you use to pay off credit cards? I try to pay off the credit cards first. I try to I'm trying to reinvest everything right now. So, everybody's journey is different. Obviously, if you want to build faster, you reinvest everything. You put it back in. Now, not everybody, has the luxury to do that. So, that's a question you're going to have to answer for yourself. Me personally, I'm reinvesting almost the whole bag. I haven't paid myself really. I don't remember the last time I took something out personally. I'm just trying to reinvest the bag. But some people may not have that luxury. What I do recommend is don't get in this game with all these expectations of making all X amount of money and that, you're going to quit your job or anything like that. I said this in the podcast earlier that I was on. I got into this game out of curiosity. Does it really work? Does the fulfillment by Amazon system work? Can you really resell branded products? And how, what kind of a cut can you get? So I would recommend, me personally, is just try it out. See if it works for you. See what you're capable of before you have all these expectations about quitting your job and making X amount of money. That's the thing with you people. A lot of you people out there, you want all these conditions met before you give any of your time, any of your effort, before you get the ball rolling. You want all these conditions met. Guys, this is not a per hour job. A lot of you people should be paid per hour. That's why the majority of people are paid per hour, because not everybody's built for this. How are you going about scaling into entire pallets or larger? I'm not scaling into pallets or larger right now. Right now I'm doing OA and RA. I don't buy pallets. I don't buy those funny bunny pallets with mystery boxes. I don't do that. A lot of people are doing mystery boxes, and I don't do that. I'm buying verifiable products that I can read the data. The Silva says, say it louder for people in the back. Yeah, these people are on private, and these people that, they're hiding, and then they have 21 questions about what my address is, how's my website going to look, how much money am I going to make, and all this stuff. How much time do I got to put in? And they haven't even sold one product. Guys, I didn't ask of any of those questions when I started selling on Amazon. I was just curious. I was like, oh, yeah, you can actually sell something? Cool. Let me see if I can sell something. I didn't worry about what the profit is. And then you guys also, some of you guys are worrying about finding a profitable item to get ungated in. That's hustling backwards. Like, guys, first of all, you're not required to list the items that you use to get ungated with. Okay? You could sell them at a loss, or you could just return them. You're not required to sell them. So you don't have to bend your mind thinking about all these conditions to find a right product to get ungated with. Guys, get the cheapest one and get the invoice and get the ball rolling. Instead of 10 Nike socks, how about a pallet? You're not going to get a pallet of Nike socks. You're not going to get a wholesale account with Nike. Unless you have several retail stores, that's not the case. Now, perhaps you may get something on a smaller brand, on supplements or, another category, but you're not going to get a pallet of Nike. Anybody's telling you they're going to sell you a pallet of Nike, I would be wary about that. And here's the thing, Colstein. You're talking about pallets, but have you sold several Nike products first? You see, you're talking about these pallets and you're thinking about all these other things, but have you sold one item, 10 items, 20 items, 30 items, 40 items, 50 items? You see what I'm saying? So people get ahead of themselves. They get ahead of themselves, and they're thinking about the warehouse and the pallets and all this other stuff. And have you even sold a couple items? Maybe you have, I don't know. But, if you're talking about Nike pallets, it's telling me that you don't know the Nike game. Nike's not opening up wholesale accounts with anybody that's selling $100,000 or even $1 million. You need several stores to have a Nike wholesale account. That's probably one of the hardest wholesale accounts to get. YouTube University is the college for e-commerce. Yeah, I mean, you guys can learn most of the stuff on YouTube. I learned definitely a lot of stuff on YouTube. I mean, YouTube's your friend. Google's your friend. Guys, you got questions, Google it. I got people sometimes in the Discord asking questions that you could just get answered with Google. I mean, I don't understand. And, Get out there and start making sales. That's the number one thing. Try it. Try it out first. If you're interested in Amazon selling, if you're interested in e-commerce, before having all these expectations, try it out and see if it works for you. Try to make a couple sales first. Before you worry about a pallet, about the LLC, about your website, about all this other stuff, go out there. Can you sell 3 items? Can I sell on U.S. Marketplace sitting in India? If yes, is the process cumbersome? Also, can you list a major difference between FBA and drop shipping? You can't drop ship on Amazon. Can you sell from a foreign country in the United States? I believe the answer is yes. You would have to look into a U.S.-based prep center so they could prepare your items and send them into the warehouse, because you're not going to buy the items in India and then send them to the Amazon warehouse. That's not cost efficient. I have had that questions by several people that they're outside of the United States. I don't focus on that, so I'm not probably the best person to answer that question. I know there's some people, in India or in other foreign countries, and I know that you could do it. I mean, you could ideally get, like I said, a prep center and probably a no sales tax state. You buy the items online and have it sent over there. They prepare the items for you, bag and tag them, and then they send them to the FBA warehouse. I mean, you technically could do that. I don't see why not. But I don't specialize in that, so I really wouldn't be the best person to give instruction on that. Now, the difference between FBA and drop shipping. FBA, you are actually buying the inventory first. And then you send the inventory to Amazon's warehouse. They hold the inventory for you, and then they fulfill the order individually as they come in. Now, drop shipping is that you advertise products and then you pay someone else once the sale comes in. So like, let's say, I'm selling these hats, and really I don't have the hats in hand. I have them for sale on my website. Then the order comes in, and then I order the hat for you on another website, and it goes and it's sent to your house. You can't do that on Amazon. There's no drop shipping on Amazon. I mean, you could set up a Shopify store to do that, and there's other ways to make money online. That's why ultimately the Discord is going to be A+ Ecom, the same name that I named my YouTube channel. Because guys, it doesn't stop on Amazon FBA for me. I don't want to be just the Amazon guy. I'm interested in all forms of entrepreneurship and making money online. I'm interested in personal development and fitness, and that is what makes my personal brand unique. So, I'm going to lean more. I'm going to continue to lean more into that. It just happens to be that the majority of the business right now is Amazon, and that's what the audience is interested in. Do you know why Adidas stores or outlets don't do tax exempt? No, they don't. They don't want resellers. They're not reseller friendly. They do tax exempt if you're a nonprofit, but if you're a nonprofit, you're not selling for profit. So it's not. It doesn't mesh with reselling. How fast do you post your videos after purchasing products? Do you ever feel reluctant to post specific items because of the competition and tankers? Listen, I mean, the thought has gone through my mind, but the market's so big, and most people are like, even if you showed them something, they're not going to take action. Honestly, And it's not like I'm advertising ASINs and saying, hey, this is exactly what I paid for it. This is the ASIN. I'll show some of the items so, you could probably reverse engineer it. But a lot of the items that I show that I'm bagging and tagging, I bought them RA. So they're probably only available at that specific store. So I'm not concerned with that. I'm not really concerned with that. And plus, I want to give before I receive. Like I do want to inspire other people, and I'm not trying to gatekeep everything. I'm not. That's why I have the Discord as an open house right now. That's why I'm doing this live stream. I do a lot of things on the free, and because I don't want to gatekeep, and I want to build trust from you guys. That's what I want to do. I want to build trust. So when I do tell you guys, hey guys, check out the FBA course in my Discord. Hey guys, I'm available for a one-on-one call if you want to pay me. That you guys are like, nah, I trust this guy. You know what I mean? Like, I want to build real trust. So I understand that the way to do that is by giving before trying to receive. Pause. That's the thing with a lot of people, that they have all these terms and conditions they want to receive, and they haven't gave anything. They haven't gave anything. Like, a lot of these guys, they got a really nice production value on their social media. They do, and they have a click funnel, and you got to sign up for everything before you even got any value from them. So that's not necessarily my style. I'm a beginner. What is the best advice you can give? Is to go out there and make a sale. Don't worry about it so much. Like, don't overthink about what are you going to do. Just go out there and make a sale. Just try to sell something. The easiest thing to sell, guys, is the first thing I sold is books, CDs, DVDs. You can sell them used, and the majority of you guys probably have them right there on your bookshelf right now. Start scanning them, see what they're worth. List them. See if you can make some of those. How to throw the pause in there, absolutely. So when FBA, I have two options, right? I order the products and keep them myself and then send them to Amazon warehouse. Or number two, I buy products and ship them directly to Amazon warehouse. Am I right? You can't ship directly to the Amazon warehouse because you need to prepare the order. So if you buy a product, like you can't buy a product from Nike.com and tell Nike, oh, Nike, send it over to Amazon for me. Amazon's not going to accept the order because you need to properly put the right labels on them. You have to organize it and you have to package it in a certain way. And they're not going to do that for you. Now, you can buy online and have it sent to a prep center, and the prep center can prepare it for you and then send it. But that's going to come at a premium. And a lot of people, as they scale, they use prep centers in no sales tax states. And maybe eventually I will, but I don't. I prepare all my items. So FBA is you purchase the inventory. You prep the items. Because, guys, you may be buying shirts and you got to put the shirts in a poly bag, or you got to prepare them the right way for Amazon to receive them. So you need to prep them. And even if you're not prepping them and you want Amazon to prep them for you, you got to send them in the right box. It has to have the right order count. It has to have the right tag on it so that Amazon can identify that that's the products coming for you. So, there's a process that you got to follow. So you have to do it accordingly. FBA Albania says, thanks for answering. You're welcome. People don't say you're welcome anymore. They say no problem. Pay attention to that. You say, hey, thanks for this. Oh, no problem. Like, guys, there was never a problem to begin with. Why are you talking about problems? People, why are you saying no problem? It's you're welcome. You're welcome. Think about that. In your experience, what stores are best for Adidas jackpots except Adidas stores? Any store that's running a good deal and that, the item doesn't have Amazon all over it, because Amazon, all the good, the low ranking, high selling Adidas products are probably being fulfilled and sold directly by Adidas. Amazon sells a lot of Adidas. So you want to make sure that you're getting on listings where Amazon is not controlling the buy box. And usually I stay away from listings where Amazon controls more than 80% of the buy box. You can find this data through the Keepa software tools. And, you just click on data, buy box statistics. That's the pallet per scalability. So is that your $40? Colstein, you're talking about pallets. I'm not doing pallets. I can't help you with the pallets. I don't know. You're stuck on pallets. Maybe that's what you do. I don't know, but I'm not the guy to talk to about pallets. Does Keepa help with eBay also? I think it does connect with eBay. Yeah, I think it does. I think there's some, I don't really use it for eBay. I do sell on eBay, but I do the significant amount of my sales, the majority of my sales on Amazon. Like what I sell on eBay is like some used stuff and the stuff that I can't really sell on Amazon for whatever reason. How's my sales this month? I'm just shy of 10K so far. Last month I did about 1250, 12,500. And, I wanted really to hit 15K this month. I don't know if I'm going to hit it. We'll see. But, definitely I'll exceed 10K. So, I'll probably be somewhere closer to where I was last month, or maybe just a little bit more. My immediate goal, I guess, would be to hit that 15K and then 20. I would like to be at 50K by the summer. But that's going to require more purchasing. Guys, in this game, if you don't buy, you die. You got to buy inventory. Okay? A lot of you guys are worrying so much about the ungating and all this other, about this deal and that deal. You got to be spending the majority of your time sourcing products and buying products, getting the deals. So, that's the name of the game. That's the name of the game. That's the number one name of the game. Source. But yeah, those are my goals. And I'm nowhere near where I would like to be right now. And, that's the reason why I'm online. That's the reason why I'm documenting my journey. That's the reason why I'm creating this Amazon community, because I want to attract all that Amazon energy or that e-com energy. And I want to surround myself around other people that are doing the same thing. I want to add value to the space. So hopefully I can scale, because I'm in a group with several six-figure sellers. I know it's possible. I know that I could do it. I just, I got to scale into that. Thank you for the morning study session while I pack these FBM orders. Yeah, guys, the FBM, a lot of you guys are doing FBM, and I got to admit, I don't do any FBM. I have before. And, when I first started, I would FBM some of those books and CDs. But, I'm more of the send everything to Amazon and let them handle it. But I know in some cases it may be more profitable to do FBM. FBM is fulfillment by merchant, where you don't send it to Amazon and you actually fill it yourself. Maybe I'll test some of those out, and then I'll list some things with FBM. I know with FBM there's a shorter loop in the sense that, if you acquire a product today, you can list it immediately. Let's say you go to the store, you find a profitable item, you can damn near list it at the store, and by the time you get home, it could sell, and you could fulfill that order immediately. That feedback loop is not as fast when you got to prepare the item, send it to Amazon, and wait for them to scan it in and process the item and have it be available. That could take 4 days, and it can take 2 weeks, depending on what warehouse and how much traffic there is. Could you please answer my last question above? Thanks in advance. I don't know what your last question is. Send it again. Or hold on. Got one last question. Any tips for Amazon seller account? Is there a way to get an edge over the competitors apart from selling a better product? No, I mean, every account is the same. Like you just set up your account. To get an advantage over other sellers is to source more. And no, there's certain tricks on how to get certain discounts on websites, where to get certain gift cards, how to loop certain discounts in certain ways. There's little hacks. But those hacks, I would recommend maybe booking a one-on-one call with me, or perhaps maybe taking the course, or perhaps those are, you gotta pay to know the extra sauce. All the basic stuff is free though, guys. How to use Keepa, how to list items, and how to read the charts, and the value that we're giving out here for free. I'm just not gonna give out all the little tips and tricks and like all the little hacks. You gotta pay to play. You know what I'm saying? And guys, and that's another thing, is if you want, you can learn a lot of stuff online. Flips for Miles has a lot of great content. There's a lot of great content for free. And I learned a lot by watching those free videos. But eventually, if you want to scale, if you want to be an A+ seller and you want to, propel yourself to 10K and beyond, I do recommend, taking a course, or like what I did. I'm in a mastermind groups. It costs several thousand to be in. And, I've learned some hacks there. I don't know what type of items you sell. Never had an opportunity to catch any of your lives before, but this is the realest Amazon Q&A I've been on, soaking up game. I appreciate it. I try to keep it as candid as possible, and I try to put myself in the audience shoes. Like, what would you pay attention to? Who would you buy from? Like, who would you listen to? Yeah, but yeah, the hacks. There's some hacks. There's some hacks, and perhaps maybe I'll share some in the future or not. But there's some hacks, and there's just knowing how to loop the discount codes, and where to get them, and how to stack discounts, and create moats that most other sellers may not be aware of, or may not be able to get. Because, even if you find something at a discount, it's $20, but if you can squeeze another 7% here and another 8% there, that could be your margin. And like, people may skip that item because they don't know how to squeeze that extra discount out. And there's methods that it doesn't always work, but How many credit cards are you running? Have you figured out a proper method to manage cash flow? I'm running two, and I predominantly use Capital One Spark. They give cash back. I'm interested with cards with cash back. How do I manage cash flow? I do most of the accounting with Inventory Labs. It's something that I started using recently, and that tracks your cost of goods and your sales and other expenses down to lately. I'm even expensing mileage when I go source products at these retail stores. Like the other day, I drove 90 miles round trip, and I think the expense nowadays that you could do on mileage is 64 cents a mile. So Inventory Labs is the answer to the question. Like, it'll give you reports and stuff. And that obviously you got to pay for. But listen, here's the thing, guys. For those newbies that are hearing this and about Inventory Labs expenses and all that stuff, don't worry about that. Okay? That's something that you got to think about later on during the night. I sold for over a year, and I would just write down everything on a ghetto spreadsheet by hand. Okay, just, I would just open up Google Sheets and I would just, I bought this is what I pay for it. And that's it, and I didn't really know much. Like I wasn't using a repricer software. I wasn't using an accounting software. You don't need that stuff to get the ball rolling. I had sold 10K before I did any of that. So don't let that be a barrier to entry. People sometimes, they get overwhelmed with all the tools that you could use and the hacks and all that, and they don't let that, they don't allow themselves to actually make a sale. So you gotta go out there and make sales. That's my number one advice to new sellers and would-be wannabe sellers. Try it out, figure it out. Like, the easiest thing to do is open up a seller account and try to list some CDs and DVDs, some books that you get from your bookshelf that you don't need anymore, or that you could go to the thrift store and get for $1. Like, try the simple stuff first. You just see if it works. Loop your money around first. Get the money, get a payment, see how it is to fulfill an order before you worry about all these things, about your LLC and all these other things and about the apps you're going to use and all that. Just try to make a little sale out there, guys. Stay curious, Understand the journey first before you even figure out whether this is worth it for you and your time. This is not for everybody. It's definitely not a get rich quick scheme. And moreover, going into what I was selling before with the personal branding. Hold on. Do you niche down when creating a seller account, or can you sell anything? You can sell anything. I focused primarily on apparel, Nike, Adidas, and stuff like that. But most recently, I've sold everything from beauty supplies, art supplies, not so much groceries, but I know a lot of people that do groceries. Groceries have pretty good margins, and one thing that's good about groceries is that they have low return rates. So, just to give you an example, Devi in our Discord, she has only been selling for a few weeks, probably about a month now. But less than a month, let's say. And she already sold like over $1,000. And she said, I would just go to the dollar store and scan items, and most of the time I would just buy candy. I've never sold candy, but I see how that can work. So, selling candy. Like, guys, there's all kinds of things you could sell. Broke the 10K mark and the 5K month mark this month, and this group really helped big time. There you go. De Silva's doing his thing. Shout out to you. Yeah, man. Keep going, man. Keep going. Keep doing it. Where are you sourcing mostly, De Silva? Online, or are you doing RA? Is there an AI software you could download to do all the work, or no shortcuts yet? You're asking about shortcuts, Lex, and you probably haven't sold anything. So do you deserve it? You get what you deserve, guys. The answer is no, although the repricer has AI features. But no, you're going to have to do work, guys. Everybody wants the easy peasy. Guys, there's nothing easy peasy. If you want to make money, it's not easy peasy. And anybody telling you it's easy peasy is lying. Guys, stop being such slackers, man. Stop trying to cut so many corners. And look, I'll tell you this: your subconscious and your energy is not going to allow you to win if it knows that you're cutting corners. Your subconscious is taking a tally of everything that you're doing. Everything, the way you're speaking, the way you're eating, your behavior, everything is your subconscious is taking a tally. So if you're cutting corners, you're not gonna subconsciously respect yourself. So you're not gonna attract the wins. You're not gonna be a winner. Now, if you start developing better habits, you're gonna get those better results. You're gonna get that respect for yourself, and you're gonna win. But guys, you're not going to respect yourself if you just went like that and did a quick hack and won. Yeah, you may win the first time, the second time, but it's not going to bring that fulfillment that you would get if you did it the right way. De Silva says mostly RA, but starting to get the feel for OA. I'm glad you said that. I'm doing more RA lately. I did, for the past year, I did a lot of OA. I've just been, buying stuff online. You could buy more stuff online, but I feel like you get better deals RA. And OA is online arbitrage and RA is retail arbitrage for those that are not familiar with the acronyms. I'm making it a point to go out more and do more retail arbitrage because I think I find better deals. Although, I'll give you an example. Like I went to several Nike stores last week, but when you go to one store, you find a good profitable pair of kicks, and you may be able to find 4 or 5 of them, but there's a cap. You can only buy, especially at the Nike store, you can only buy 5 of a specific item. Now, of course, you could go with your friends and you can have someone else buy for you and stuff. Yeah, obviously you could do that. But not everybody has that luxury, and you're not going to do that every single time. So, there's a certain cap. I find a lot of OA get tanked before I can receive and post them. Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. The thing with OA is if there's a deal, then it's almost available to the whole world, right? That's why, going back to the hacks and tricks, like when you're doing OA, you got to build moats. So you got to have that extra discount code, that extra gift card, and those extra little hacks that you can squeeze an extra 10, maybe 15% out of it that most people won't be able to when they just see the regular price online. B-Man says he does 90% RA and 10% OA. Yeah, listen, I want to do more RA, and I've been doubling down. Shout out to Lewis. I was just on Lewis's podcast. I mentioned you earlier. We had a good talk for about an hour. Lewis said that he's going to be posting the podcast. What's the name of the podcast, Lewis? I know it has to do with Amazon FBA, but maybe you could plug it in here so you guys go check out Lewis. Definitely a cool dude. We had a nice conversation, and he has a podcast about Amazon selling and whatnot. So we had a nice conversation, and you should be posting the Amazon Hustle. Okay, yeah, the Amazon Hustle. So, yeah, I was on the Amazon Hustle podcast. It was a video podcast, and I guess you'll be posting it in April. So look out for that, and whenever he's prepared to send me the link, I'll share with you guys so you can tap in and listen to what we were talking about. What do you think is the best sales estimator? I often get very different results for same search criterias on Jungle Scout versus Helium 10 versus Keepa. I don't use Jungle Scout. I don't use Helium 10. I do use Keepa. The 2 software tools that I use, and I feel like they're essential for my business, is SellerAmp and Keepa. They're both about $20 a month, 22 and change or something like that. So for less than $50, you're locked in with those 2 software tools. They're linked in my Discord. I have an affiliate link. Obviously, they give me a couple bucks, and you know the game, guys. But yeah, SellerAmp and Keepa. SellerAmp has a calculator, and you can input your cost, and it'll tell you your ROI based on the Amazon fees at the current moment. So that, I use that, and you can scan products with that. So I use that with all my products. And then Keepa will show you the charts. It'll show you the buy box statistics. It'll show you variations and more. So those are the 2 that you need absolutely 1,000%. And if you want to get good at sourcing products, you got to understand those softwares. There's plenty of free content out there. Obviously, Flips for Miles has he's the leader in the space, and he has a lot of free content. And if you guys want to go that route, watch those videos. I certainly have, and I learned a lot from them. Or, like I said before, if you want to fast track your way to success and you want to shorten the time span that it takes to figure everything out on your own by watching free YouTube videos, I would say take his FBA roadmap course. It's linked in the bio. And it's also linked in my Discord. It's about, I think it's $600, and that's highly recommended. It's going to teach you everything. It's going to teach you everything fast. You're going to learn the tips and the tricks. And I also think that it comes with like one Zoom call per week with the group, if I'm not mistaken. So, that's one way to learn quickly. And it's definitely worth it, in my opinion. And of course, that's a link too. If you buy through my link, I get a couple bucks back too. Guys, I'm trying to make $1 or $3 here. But as I said before, you got to give before you receive. And that's why I'm doing all these live streams. That's why I got the Discord open house. And I'm here to help. I do want to see you guys win because some of that can rub off on me, right? FBA in LA is here. 215 is here. Rollout is here. Fine is here. Maybe a long shot question, but do you see ban in U.S. on products made in China in the near future, especially with Trump winning the elections? These are, you know what these questions are? It's called mental masturbation. That stuff is not going to make me money. I don't even sell products from China, guys. I sell name brand products like Nike, Adidas, name brand products that have verifiable sales history with a low sales rank. I don't even think about that stuff. So you're doing a bunch of thought experiments that are not going to make you money. It's a cool thought experiment. It's cool, but it's like, it's like you're masturbating with your mind. There's so many people that do that. And I used to do that in the past too. It's not going to make you money, guys. Focus on how you're going to make more sales on verifiable branded products. So that stuff, I don't even think about it, bro. Are you able to purchase that course on the Klarna app? I'm not familiar with the Klarna app. I don't know what that is. So I couldn't answer that question directly, but it's linked in my bio and it's linked in my Discord. It's called the FBA Roadmap. It's everything you need to figure out how to do, from scratch to learn all the charts. It has 20 plus hours of content. It's not my course. It's by Miles and Fields Per Profit. And if you guys click around enough, you'll come to realize that they're the leaders in this space. They've been doing it. They have the most content, and I think they provided the most value. So take their course. I recommend it. So, do that. It's definitely well worth it. There's a few people in our Discord that's already purchased the course. Or, guys, if you want a nickel and dime and spend your time jumping from video to video and just surfing around, I mean, you could learn it that way, but you're going to waste your time too. It's going to take you a longer time. What will take you a month will probably take you a few months. You're going to spend the money either way, guys. If you're nickel and diming in this game, then you're going to get nickel and dime results. Just let you know. You're going to pay you're going to pay some way or another. How much do you think I need to start off with realistically product-wise? I don't know what your results, your goals are. I don't know the results that you're expecting. And I would say, do what you can. I personally started with like $1,000, a couple $1,000. And as I saw the system work for me, I just started buying more. I don't know what your access to capital is. I don't know what your story is. But go out there and make a sale first before you worry about how much money you're going to spend. Try to sell something that you get for free, like I did. Get some CDs, books, DVDs, and learn the system first before you start worrying about how much money you're going to throw at everything. And how do you go about getting more capital? Do you suggest signing up for credit cards? I'm not out here recommending people get into debt, especially if they don't know how the system works. But I use credit cards. I know what type of risk tolerance I have, and I know how to manage my own personal cash flow. But if you don't know anything and you have no idea, I wouldn't start getting into debt. I don't think that's a wise decision. I think that you need to make some sales first and figure out how the wheel works. Actually loop around some money and try to figure this out before you even get an expectation of how much you should be spending and investing and all these conditions that you want for yourself. It's me. What do I do for me? Just figure it out first and see if it even works. Like, satisfy your curiosity first as far as, can this even work for you? Don't worry about what you're going to make. Like, worry about, can you even make a sale? That's like, keep it simple first. I said this earlier in the podcast. Like, you don't start working out and getting into a fitness journey expecting to look like Mr. Olympia in 3 months. Like, you know, you're not gonna all of a sudden in a few weeks get a six pack. You know, what you need to do is just develop a habit of going to the gym first, of doing the specific exercise. Can you show up even? Can you stick to a schedule? Before you worry about all these crazy results and like, you know, I'm going to be swole with these big muscles. I'm going to do this, and like, you haven't even gone to the gym yet. Like, how are you thinking about stepping on stage and flexing and you didn't even do an exercise yet? So, you know, apply that to Amazon business. It's like, how are you expecting to get all these profits and buy pallets and have an LLC and a resale cert and you didn't even make any sales yet? So focus on just making a couple sales. And you can make sales, like I said, damn near for free if you're getting the products for free. I'm sure that a lot of you guys have books, CDs, DVDs, maybe some old games on your bookshelf that you're willing to part with that you can list. You could list them used. Guys, let's not forget that Amazon started as a book business first. So, you know, there's still a significant amount of sales that are books on Amazon. But to answer your question directly about getting more capital, obviously to get more capital, you need to have good credit and a verifiable credit history. You know, that's obvious. Guys, hit me with the questions. I'm gonna hit up lunch in a moment. I haven't had any time to source today. I did a lot of media here between this live stream and the podcast I did with Lewis, the Amazon Hustle. Check him out. He's a cool dude, and he's developing his personal brand as well. Guys, the bag is past Amazon. It's past just reselling thing. The bag is developing your personal brand online. Guys, if you guys have your profile on private, you're going to lose at social media. You're going to lose. I don't know what you guys are doing with a profile that's private. If you want to stay in touch with your friends from high school, just text them or WhatsApp them. What are you doing lurking around on social media, clicking around with a private profile? The point of the social media is to stay social and to create valuable content so that you could create a community, so that you can have a verifiable history of what your skills are. This social media account that you can create can be your resume. You know, like if you have a community, if you have verifiable proof of what you've been doing, that's more valuable than a little piece of paper that said, I worked for 10 years at XYZ. Guys, think of the future. The bag is in the personal brand. The personal brand that you develop. And the personal brand is unique to you. You can't mimic somebody else's personal brand. That's why it's important to document your journey. Document what's specific to you. What is it that you're interested in? What is it that you do? What is it that you have skills in? Put yourself out there. Don't be scared. The big bad wolf is not coming to blow your house down, guys. You're not even that important. You guys are freaked out about getting online. I used to be like, you know, I used to think it's corny, and it's still kind of corny. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm old school, you know. I come from the era of like, you know, you keep quiet and you don't really talk much. I get it. But here we are. We got this tool in your hand, this little tool right here. Using it to your advantage. Instead of surfing around, clicking and looking at dumb memes and then talking to your friends from high school that are doing the same thing, you got to expand your network. You got to create content that's valuable. How can we know which product is no gate? There's a lot of AUTO1Gate products, categories, brands, and some of them are listed in our Discord. If you go to my Discord, search at the top bar AUTO1Gate, and people have shared all kinds of stuff. Off the top, like I know that Huggies brand is AUTO1Gate, and there's a bunch of other ones too. And there's a list floating out there, an AUTO1Gate from the FBA roadmap. It's a little dated, but it has like I think like a couple hundred ASINs, a couple hundred products that you can potentially get AUTO1Gated in. Not all of them still work, but many of them still do. You could search it. I know people have posted it in the chat, and of course, it's sent to you if you decide to do the roadmap course. Guys, if you're serious and you want to learn and you want to do things correctly, then you don't want to cut corners, because if you're cutting corners, guys, the corners will be cut on you, okay? There's no cut corners. Do it right. Do it correctly, all right? Build some respect for yourself. Do things right so that when you do things right, you know you did it right, and your subconscious will attract the right things for you. So the roadmap is there. It's linked in my bio. It's linked over there in the Discord. It covers everything, 20 plus hours of content. I think it they send you the auto ungate list. And if I'm not mistaken, it's a once a week Zoom call with Miles and Fields Per Profit. These are the leaders in the space. Now, if you guys have been selling for a while and you want to definitely scale into the mastermind group, I don't have a link for that or anything, but let me know. Jump into Discord. It's the group that I'm in with the 6-figure sellers. Is led by Miles. They do 3 Zoom calls a week. You could do a one-on-one with Miles, and you have his text information so that you could contact him at any time. That's several $1,000s. Well worth it. That's what I'm in, and I recommend that if you are interested in that, let me know, and I could personally refer you. I'm sending my first FBM order today. Winning. I like that. It's something that I need to be doing, I think. FBM. I do everything FBA. Everything I'm sending in FBA. I don't fulfill my own orders right now. I'm not doing that. But as I said earlier, there's a shorter feedback loop. You could get your money back faster, and you could sell that same day. So, I'm not against it at all. I'm not against that sending in FBA. I mean, FBM, excuse me. So yeah, guys, take your profile off private, please. I can't DM you the link to the Discord if your profile's on private. What are you doing? Like, what is it? So you're interested in learning how to sell on Amazon. You're interested on making money online, but yet you're lurking and you don't have your profile on private. Then I don't understand that. Like, you're hustling backwards, guys. You're really hustling backwards. Don't be so scared, guys. The big bad wolf is not going to get you. The big bad wolf doesn't even care about you. Be honest with you. The big bad wolf doesn't even care about you until you start moving and grooving. You guys are freaked out on being online. Put yourself out there. I told you that above everything is creating your personal brand. That is like paramount. It's more important than just selling on Amazon. It's the big picture. When I started, I was all FBA. Now I do both. At times I list an item FBM while I'm in line and it sells. There you go. B-Man will let you know. B-Man killing it out there. Doing the majority of RA and filling orders FBM. Like I said, I'm probably going to have to do some FBM. I've been a little averse to doing FBM because, I like the luxury of just Amazon fulfilling all my orders. But, look what B-Man says. He's in line buying the item. He's listing it. By the time he gets home, it sells. I mean, that sounds good to me. That definitely sounds good to me. So I'll definitely be testing out FBM. All right, guys, I'll give it another minute. If you have another question or 3, let me know. But to recap, guys, take your profile off private so that I could DM you the Discord link if you're interested. Comment winning on one of my posts. I'll send you the link directly. Don't worry about all these terms and conditions and how much money you're going to make before you actually start making some sales. That's the first thing and the most important thing to do is just to get the ball rolling, get some sales in, and figure out whether this is worth it for you or whether you're capable of doing this. Before you think about how much money you're going to spend or how much credit cards you're going to get or how you're going to open up your LLC and set up your website, don't worry about any of that. Just try to get a few sales in the bag first. And again, you could do that easily by selling used books, CDs, and DVDs. It's probably one of the easiest ways to get started. And ultimately, don't sleep on your personal brand. Document your journey, not only on Amazon, but as you as a person. What is it that you have unique to share to the world? Everybody does something differently, and personal brand is personal to you. So your personal brand is going to be different than mine, and it's going to be different than the next man. So how are you going to differentiate yourself? By sharing what you do and how you get down. You guys know my story. I'm a record producer. I've been doing it for 10 plus years. I've worked in the fitness industry. I'm a fitness enthusiast, and that's my specific path. I'm not just the Amazon guy. There's a bigger story, and I share that. What's yours? Don't be scared. Develop your personal brand. Put yourself out there. Take your profile off private. Don't be scared of the big bad wolf. He's not going to huff and puff and blow your house down, guys. I promise. The big bad wolf doesn't even care about you until you start creating a community and doing your thing. You're the Amazon GOAT. I appreciate that, man. That's my brand, the Goat Farm. You can check out my album with Shotty. Me, I go by Tev95. The majority of people in the city know me as Tev. I'm Alex V. That's my government, but most people, like all the people from the old school, call me Tev. Check me out on Spotify, Tev95, Goat Farm. That album's a banger. Like, I'm really proud of that album. Let me plug it in. Hold up. I'm gonna plug you guys in with the Goat Farm. Boom, right there. That's that brand right there. I'm really proud of this album. We put this out last year. It's the Goat Farm, all produced by myself. Shotty is one of the illest lyricists, period, in Miami, in all of the boom bap game. My boy Shotty, man, like he's the artist I work with most directly, and I'm mixing his album now. I got some mixes to put in, but don't sleep on Shotty, man. So me and Shotty did that album. We all have other albums, but like that's one that I'm most proud of. And you a GOAT, that's the brand, and it's like it's all about personal development. So I mean, I don't want to be the Amazon GOAT. I just want to be the GOAT, and really, it's not I'm the GOAT. It's you a GOAT, and that's what I'm trying to push. I want to motivate others to greatness, man. I want everybody to be GOATs. If you're on my team, I want you guys physically fit. I want you guys being honest. I want you guys not cutting corners. I want you guys doing things correctly, And listen, we're not all perfect, man. I've definitely cut corners in my day, and, maybe sometimes I still do. And, but the whole point is to try to uplift, try to motivate, and try to be great. Shout out to Choco. I see you, Choco. Shout out Zarina. Shout out Sergio and the rest of the maniacs up here in the chat. But yeah, I had to plug the Goat Farm, guys. That's part of the, because you guys would be like, oh, Tev, are you still making? Of course I'm still making beats. I got I'm tracking out beats. I'm mixing Shotty's album right now. And but part of the Goat Farm is to elevate to greatness in all endeavors. Don't box yourself in, guys. You don't have to be just a producer or just a rapper, or you develop your personal brand, something that's personal to you. And that's really the main point that I want to stick here in this live stream is like, don't sleep on your personal brand. Document what you do. Don't be scared to talk to the camera. Don't keep your profile on private because the big bad wolf is not going to get you, guys. You guys are freaked out to talk to the camera, okay? And then provide value. Share your story of your journey of whatever you're doing. You may be a mechanic. You may be a painter. You may be working retail at the dollar store. Everybody has their own unique journey. And if you document that, someone will resonate with it and be like, oh, that's cool. Like someone's going to vibe with it. If you're honest, okay? Don't try to script everything out and don't try to overproduce everything. Just keep it $150. Keep it $150. And maybe you could create a community. And maybe you could bring value to your personal brand. Like I said, the personal brand is paramount. It is your resume from now and into the future. It's no longer going to be your little piece of paper with, I have this experience and I've worked over here and this is what it's going to be like, let me see these kids that are growing up nowadays, is like in the future, it's like, let me just see your IG. Let me see your media, your TikTok. What have you done? You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason to write it down on a white piece of paper and type it all out when you have verifiable proof in real life of what you actually did and that you have the attention of thousands of people. Don't sleep on it. That's the real bag, guys. It's not just check out my new track or check out what I'm selling on Amazon. It's not that. The real bag here is develop your personal brand, and it's unique to you. To you. Everybody's personal brand is going to be different, and that's how you're going to differentiate yourself from the next man. Guys, love you. Keep it a buck 50. You a GOAT. Make sure you join the Discord if you want to learn more. And I'm here to help. I want to see you win. Peace.